on Bear News, UNC joins the fight to end one of the world's greatest killers. We'll tell you how in a bit.
You'll find a lot of cultural diversity between states, with some in particular. And if you saw the DNC had a cultural festival last weekend, you'll definitely know which one I'm talking about. We'll have more about their culture in a minute.
Well, for sports, it's baseball, baseball, and more baseball. Oh, and with a little football and tennis thrown in. Behind me is some of that video from that mixed precip we saw last Thursday. We got some rain and some snow, and we got some sleet that accumulated in some places. We have your feature weather and more on Bear News. Don't go anywhere.
What would the School of Humanities and Social Sciences do without their stellar staff and students? We wouldn't want to find out, so the college has an honors convocation to recognize those excelling in their programs. Family, friends, faculty, and students all packed the ballroom on Sunday afternoon. They enjoyed delicious snacks before acting Dean Dr. Donna Bottenberg kicked off the ceremony. Sociology gave the first student awards, followed by 4 more programs recognizing students before they took a break to hear Dr. Andy Creekmore speak about engaged learning at UNC. The student awards resumed after he stepped off the stage, with 6 more departments recognizing students before Associate Dean Dr. Chris Martson presented the 4 faculty awards to Dr. Robert Weiss, Dr. Brittany McElvain, Dr. Mary West Smith, and Dr. Travis Boyce. And finally, students in the last 4 programs received their honors with Africana Studies finishing it off. Communications major Ryan Ball is excited about what he wants to do with his major in the future.
I want to help people, I think, in one way or another. So communication is a pretty broad category and can go to a lot of things, but it definitely involves people.
Following the hour-long program, the students and families had plenty of time for pictures and chit-chat. Among the honorees was Bear News student director Giovanni Rodriguez, named Telecommunications Student of the Year.
Cancer never sleeps, so neither shall we. That was the motto Friday night at Relay for Life. Relay for Life is the annual cancer research awareness fundraiser held at the UNC Campus Rec Center. Student groups and organizations ranging from Greek life to residence halls competed as teams to raise money to fight for cancer. The Survivor Walk kicked off the night and set the tone for the evening. Team members from the different clubs on campus walked the track all night, from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. Saturday morning. The evening featured a drag show competition as well as numerous games of musical chairs. The UNC Student Radio played music the whole night and took all requests. Altogether, the more than 700 participants raised more than $40,000. The semester is just about over, and that means it's time to register for classes yet again. For those of you who don't graduate this semester, now's the time to register for next year's classes. If you have 15 or more credits already applied to your degree, then now's your time to register. Make sure you meet with your advisor to get your PIN number. You need that to pick out your classes. You can also choose from a variety of summer classes that can help you catch up or get ahead on your degree. You can take summer courses in 6, 8, and 12-week formats, both online and on campus. The registration for summer classes is now open and doesn't require any PIN number.
As we move further away from this past weekend, the weather continues to improve from the mix of rain, snow, and sleet we saw last Thursday. Let's go to our Bear News meteorologist to find out if this trend will continue. Colton?
Thanks, Michelle. Thankfully, it doesn't look like this outside anymore, but it's been much improved over the weekend. Currently outside, it's been mostly sunny throughout the day, but there's some close clouds, storm clouds, that are passing to our west. Thankfully, most of these storm clouds are high and dry, so we shouldn't expect much precipitation from them. If we look at our current conditions outside, you see it's about 66 degrees. The wind is still gusty out there, 7 miles per hour from the northwest. Tonight, light wind should continue, but it should be mostly clear. Our nighttime low should be about 38 degrees. I'll be back in a few minutes with your 5-day forecast.
If your roommates or your refrigerator distract you while you're trying to study for final exams, the University of Northern Colorado has the perfect place to escape it all. The Cesar Chavez Cultural Center is the perfect place for meeting new people, doing homework with friends, and it even has the perfect amount of space so you can study on your own. You'll find a very home-like environment, and it even offers students free printing. Center Director Trish Escobar has some advice for those who are too shy or don't know about the center.
Main advice to students would be to not stay in their own world, to reach out, to find advocates.
If you don't know where the center is located, it's the house on the hill on 20th Street and 14th Avenue.
How about a little dancing, a little art, and some slam poetry? All that and more was at the annual Mexican Arts Festival in the Butler Hancock Gym last Thursday. The Mexican American Studies Club hosts the free event yearly to celebrate heritage and the work they do in the community with Dos Rios elementary students. Club members who participate in the Dos Rios after-school program spent the year working on arts projects with elementary students. You could see those projects displayed during the event. Palomino's restaurant catered the free dinner. Invited slam poet Eli Guerrera kicked off the event. The 3-hour event shared dancing from UNC student and Mexican dance instructor Sylvia Gallegos, and dancing from Dos Rios students and UNC students, and singing and guitar performances from UNC students as well. The interactive event encouraged audience to participate in dancing and enjoy the arts.
Coming up after the break, spring is the time for new beginnings, and one class saw a successful debut of its first event that's sure to continue in years to come.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
UNC is home to many talented students. While many events showcase those talents, there hasn't ever been one that showcased everything in a single evening. That is until last Thursday, and I got to see it all in the first ever artist salon at Zoe's Cafe.
If you take a couple aerialists, live painters, a dash of comedy, spoken word, a jazz band, and an ensemble of clarinets, you'll have some idea of what the first ever Start Salon had to offer. The concept of the salon was based on the Paris Salon of the 18th century, known then as the greatest annual art event in the world. That idea became a reality thanks to the students in the first Introduction to Arts Entrepreneurship class, which called for them to organize an event that reflected an array of talents in the UNC Department of Performing and Visual Art.
There wasn't really a frame for us to work from. We kind of had to go from the ground up.
You know, there's, I think 11, maybe 12 of us in the class that put this on.
It's very, very taxing physically and also mentally on all the students.
Housed in the Bel Air room in the back of Zoe's Cafe, students, faculty, and friends packed the house, bouncing between the connected rooms, eager to take in all the salon had to offer.
I was just inspired by how many people really did come out to support a student-run, basically PVA gala, a mini gala, but totally student-run, totally student-done.
Many of the students who organized the event also performed in the artist salon.
Our performance was such a small part of this whole thing, which was just awesome.
This was like a really big step for me because I'm not used to developing an idea or like a concept right away. I take a lot more caution in like each brush stroke, and I think it was really cool to put together a composition and a piece of art without having to worry so much about that.
The final performance of the night had everyone gawking and talking. Silk aerialists Blair Belt and Ariel Armelino looked like elegant contortionists, gracefully bending and folding their bodies over the silk rope, suspending them just a couple feet off the ground.
I really loved the aerial performance. I thought that was something just very unique, very special.
I actually did stop to see the aerial dance, or the aerial performance, because I'd never seen anything like that before, and I think it's awesome. I was super into it.
After a successful night filled with simultaneous performances and entertainment, the diligent dozen who organized the first artist salon are glad to be relieved of their duties, and understandably proud of the amazing event they've been working towards all semester.
After dubbing the event the first annual artist salon, it's safe to say there'll be another one next year, and I'm excited to see what a new group of students might come up with.
Before the Bears slip and slide into finals, they get to relive a childhood memory. The third annual Slip and Slide event takes place on Wednesday, April 22nd. Get the chance to relax, take home some free sunglasses, and have some fun down the 250-foot slide before heading to finals week. If you have any questions, contact the man in charge, Alex Kirshner, from his Bear Mail at KURS2861@bears.unco.edu. Every year, the Ha'aheo Hawaii Club hosts a luau for students in the community to get a taste of Hawaiian culture. My co-anchor Corel Comer was there for the festivities, and as you'll see, this year's luau was a fun journey to the islands.
How's it? The 24th annual luau will be Lolo. There'll be plenty of great food to cow, music and dancing to make you shoot the cruise. Confused about what I just said? That's because I was using pidgin, and the Hawaiian slang isn't the only thing that makes their culture unique. A large part of Hawaiian culture is their food, and fittingly, a buffet of traditional Hawaiian luau foods like pulled pork and veggie stir-fry kicked off this year's event.
It's always a Hawaiian dinner, there's always luau food, and there's always a live band. They usually play like reggae or island music. And then we always have our hula show, and that's like our main event.
The Hawaii Club members who perform at the luau practice year-round to perform a variety of native island dances.
So we have a lot of different kind of dances. There are guys and girls dances, and then there are couples dances that they dance together. There's a haka, there's Tahitian. So like some of the dances are from the Hawaiian Islands, some are from the Samoan Islands, some are from Tahitian Islands. So it kind of depends on where it's from, then that's like a different kind of dance.
The annual luau provides an opportunity for students from the islands to teach the community a bit about their culture and get a taste of home.
I really liked it. I liked the food. The pork was really good. So it's nice to have something from home because I actually am from the Big Islands.
I really like the food. I don't get to eat it here very often, so it's like a treat.
Each year, the Hawaii Club's months of hard work culminates in this final luau event for the community, and clearly their dedication paid off. Reporting from the University Center, I'm Corel Comer, Bear News.
Well, Corel, looks like you learned some fancy hula dancing moves there.
I did. I still have a bit to learn, though.
Looks like a lot of fun.
It was.
The club celebrates with its 25th luau next year, and they say they're putting everything they've got into making it their biggest and best event yet.
Do you know how to swing dance? If not, Bear News reporter Mariah Rail tells us how you can learn.
The 10th Avenue Swing Dancing Club hosted a swing and blues dance workshop at the Rec Center. It was divided into beginner and intermediate classes. No prior dancing experience or partners were required. Swing dance coordinator and choreographer Emily Clark gives us a breakdown of what was taught at the workshop.
Okay, for today we have an intermediate and beginner class at the same time. It starts with like more of a technique class. How do you really do these moves? Depending on how far along you are, like the basics of how you do the dance of Jitterbug or Lindy in the intermediate class. The second class is moves based off of that technique and getting more excited and creative with your moves. The third class is a blues class, and it's a basic blues. Same thing, learn the basics, get a foot in the door, and then fourth class of the second blues class is moving forward, getting more creative. And then the fifth class is for beginners, adding on Charleston to your Jitterbug, and Lindy class, it is more getting out of 8-count Lindy moves and being more creative as well in a different way than just normal moves.
I've got my dancing shoes on, and now it's time to dance. Reporting from the Rec Center, Mariah Rail, Bear News.
If you want to learn more swing dancing, the club gives lessons every Thursday at 7:30 in the Gunter Hall gym.
In this week's Pinterest Pick of the Week, we feature food that actually helps you sleep better. According to Bustle.com, 12 foods really can help you sleep better and wake up rested. Kale is one of the foods on the list. It's a calcium-rich food which helps the brain create melatonin, a hormone that regulates natural sleep. Sweet potatoes also make the list because they have lots of potassium and that relaxes the muscles, calms the nerves, and helps blood circulation. For the full list of foods, visit Bustle.com. It might come in handy with finals just around the corner.
Romance is in the air whenever Nicholas Sparks has a hand in the story behind the movie. The Longest Ride pulls at your heartstrings as you encounter a beautiful love story, or two. As reporter Caitlin Sullivan tells us, when Sparks has a hand in writing the story, there's nothing easy about falling in love.
All love stories begin with the lovers' first encounter, and for Sophia and Luke, two very different worlds collide thanks to the sport of bull riding. Luke, played by Scott Eastwood, is trying to make a comeback after a severe accident bull riding the year before. Britt Robertson, as Sophia, is a senior at the local college about to embark on her dream job in New York's art scene. The two coming from very different worlds doesn't hinder their spark at first sight. While on their first date, they save the life of Ira, played by Alan Alda, an elderly man who gave up the will to live until Sophia reminds him of his own love story. Through the help of Ira's friendship, Luke and Sophia overcome the obstacles that threaten to keep them apart and both discover new dreams together. IMDb gave The Longest Ride a 7 out of 10 and Rotten Tomatoes scored it at a 29%, while audiences scored it at a 77%. The Longest Ride is a typical feel-good love story with ups and downs and a classic Nicholas Sparks conclusion, making it a great date movie or girls' night out.
Coming up after the break, Colton gives us a better look into the weather.
Stay tuned.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Kids will spend 8 minutes decorating their little brother.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Welcome back to Bear News. I'm your meteorologist, Colton Grasnick. Look at the current visible imagery from the satellite. We can see it's mostly clear over the central and west United States. We do have this system down by the Baja California that you can see the circulation around with the clouds. We'll talk about that in a little bit. If we go to our surface conditions, we'll see that we have a cold front that's making its way south, and that will impact our weather for tomorrow a little bit, increasing the clouds, but it shouldn't do much in terms of precipitation. But they are expecting some severe weather down in Texas and Louisiana area. If we go a little bit up in the atmosphere now to about 500 millibars, which is about halfway up, we can see what's called vorticity, which gives us an idea of the spin in the atmosphere and vertical lift. So if we go to our next image, here's that system that we had over us last weekend, which caused a lot of rain and snow. Thankfully, it's moved way to the northeast, and here in Southern California, we have another system ready to make its way in, and that's probably going to be affecting us maybe into Friday this week. Let's go back to the surface and look at our surface temperatures. Here you can see contrast between the warmer temperatures in the south and to the north. There's our cold front. It's not a really strong one, but it is there, and it's going to be making its way down. Here in Greeley, we're at 66, Cheyenne, 57, Rapid City, 50, and way down south, Oklahoma City is at 73. If we go to our next graphic, here we have our almanac. Compare those temperatures to previous years. Today we saw a high about 66, which is just barely above the average of 60. But our low at 33 this morning is just right on that average. Our sunset tonight should be at 7:43, and sunrise in the morning at 6:11 a.m. If you go to our next graphic, this is our temperatures for tomorrow. Greeley should get up to about 70, and for most of Colorado, it should be about 70. And if you go to the next day, on Thursday, then temperatures increase a little bit. Greeley 72, Denver 67, and Pueblo at 72. And now let's look at your 5-day forecast. On Wednesday, It should be mostly sunny for most of the day. As that surface heating gets going and we get some pretty warm air near the surface, we could increase our chance for thunderstorms in the afternoon. This is a common trend throughout the next 2 days. On Thursday, partly sunny, a little more clouds maybe, chance for thunderstorms again, high of 70. On Friday, we have that system we looked at earlier making its way into our area, so we should see mostly cloudy skies for most of the day and a chance of some showers. And the high is a little lower at 63. On Saturday, partly sunny, chance of afternoon storms again. Finally on Sunday, it looks a little nicer, mostly just partly sunny, and a high of 67. There are some sports going on Friday and Saturday, so if you're out and about, feel free to go check those out. Now we're going to see the sports with Steven.
Thanks, Colton. On the screen now are yesterday's results of the softball team's doubleheader against UCCS. And there is no lying here as the Bears softball team beat UCCS in 2 midweek games. Also, Bears' Caitlin Flynn was named Player of the Week. Congratulations to Flynn, and let's keep playing hard to finish the season. We'll be back for the rest of sports after the break.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No?
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
The Bears football team is back at it, gearing up for a season full of high expectations and hopefully more wins. Head coach Ernest Collins Jr. set up the spring ball scrimmage to get the players back in the swing of things before the upcoming season. The scrimmage consists of 7 different live series, followed by situational plays. The Bears showed a stifling defense, only allowing 2 touchdowns in 7 attempts. On the offensive side, the quarterback competition continues. Junior Sean Rubalcaba, who started last season, went under center for 2 series, rushing for 29 yards and going 4 of 9 for 22 yards through the air. Then sophomore Jacob Nip got 2 series to make plays as quarterback. He went 5 for 10 through the air and posted another 10 yards on the ground. 4 different running backs saw action during the scrimmage, and together they posted an impressive 89 yards and a couple of touchdowns on 14 rushing attempts. The Bears continue to shake the rust off in their second scrimmage of spring ball Saturday, April 18th at Nottingham Field. Windy weather rarely makes for favorable conditions for a tennis match, but for the UNC women's tennis team, beating Idaho State last Friday was a breeze. The Bears extended their winning streak to 3 matches after beating the Bengals 6-1. Sophomores Beth Cotton and Courtney Schultz earned their 10th doubles match win of the season, easily defeating their opponents 6-2. Freshman Leah Krykova earned her 12th victory of the season at number 1 singles, defeating opponent Casey Bacon in a close match 6-4, 7-6. By the end of the day, UNC racked up victories in 2 of the 3 doubles matches and 5 of 6 singles matches. Could the Bears stretch out their winning streak to 4? Not this time. UNC closed out its conference play against Weber State in Ogden, Utah Saturday. Number 2 doubles Chrissy Houlihan and Lindsey Bennett earned their 4th win in a row, winning 6-2. Number 3 doubles and number 5 and 6 singles also saw victories, but it wasn't enough to seal the overall win against Weber State. The Bears lost their last away match of the regular season 4-3. UNC closes out its regular season tomorrow at 2 p.m. against in-state rival Colorado State at the Butler Hancock Tennis Courts. The men's golf regular season swings to a close in Santa Barbara, California, with a 7th place finish. The Bears shot a .305 in the final round of the UCSB Intercollegiate on Tuesday. Time for 13th overall junior Connor Barr earned a spot in the top 15. Next up for the men's golf team is the 3-day Big Sky Championships in Angels Camp, California at the end of April. A series win over Montana helps the Bears softball team as they wind down the season. In Game 1, the Bears had 2 great outings from pitchers Jamie Ratcliffe and Kelly Kleiss, who allowed just 3 runs total. The Bears took the lead in the 6th after Molly Ryan doubled, scoring Michaela Duffy and Morgan Uhas, and the Bears never looked back. The Bears went on to win 4-3. Game 2 of the series, well, pretty much similar to Game 1. Jimmy Ratcliffe and Kelly Kleist clawed their way through another 7 innings, giving up just 1 run. Caitlin Flynn hit a bomb, and the Bears took this one 4-1. Unfortunately, Game 3 didn't end quite as well for the Bears, as they lost 13-12. All Bears hitters had at least 1 hit, even in the loss. The Bears' next matchup is versus Weber State at the Butler Hancock softball field. There is no recipe to overcome slow starts in baseball. The UNC men's baseball team found that out Friday afternoon in the first game of a 3-game series against the Grand Canyon Antelopes. The Bears must not have been ready for the Arizona heat, as the team allowed 7 runs in the bottom of the first. From there, the Bears clawed their way back into the game with a fielder's choice from first baseman Brandon Vaughn, who scored Cole Maltese to make the game 7-2. A wild pitch later allowed Ren Sugai to score from third and whittled the deficit to 4. Over the last innings, the Bears couldn't muster any more offense and fell to the Antelopes 12-4. Sometimes it's best to just move on from a disappointing performance without overanalyzing things. That's probably how the men's baseball team feels after getting smoked by the Grand Canyon Antelopes, then 10-0 Saturday afternoon. The Bears only collected 4 hits on the afternoon while giving up 15. Center fielder Jensen Park went 2 for 3 on the afternoon, but was the only Bear to collect multiple hits. Bears pitcher Alex Werbach pitched well, going 6 1/3 innings, but the Bears couldn't help Werbach out as Grand Canyon pitcher Coley Bruns threw a complete game shutout. Most baseball teams would be happy with scoring 12 runs in a game, but the UNC men's baseball team probably feels differently. The Bears fell Sunday in Arizona to Grand Canyon 12-15. Between the Bears and the Antelopes, the game featured an astonishing 36 hits, 6 doubles, and 4 home runs. Bears starting pitcher Nick Tanner had a rough outing as he gave up 5 earned runs on 8 hits over 4 1/3 innings. But the long ball proved to be the Bears' friend as Dan Reese, Cole Maltese, Marco Castilla, and Joe Love all hit home runs in a losing effort. The 3-game sweep in Arizona drops the Bears' record to 9-20 on the season and 6-6 in conference play. Playing baseball at 7,000 feet is either a nightmare for pitchers or a delight for hitters. It proved to be a nightmare for the UNC men's baseball team when they took on Air Force in Colorado Springs on Tuesday. The team lost 17-4 in an ugly game. Nick Tanner had the best afternoon of any of the Bears, going 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. The Bears return home to the friendly confines of Jackson Field Saturday when they take on Utah Valley at noon and 2 p.m. If the Colorado Rockies season isn't an indicator, there's no place like the road. The Rockies are 7-2 to begin the season, with 6 of those wins on the road. They swept the Milwaukee Brewers at Miller Park before losing 2 of 3 to the Chicago Cubs at home. Then the Rockies hit the road again for a 3-game series against the World Series champion San Francisco Giants at AT&T Park, and they picked up their 2nd series sweep of the young season. Troy Tulowitzki started the 4th inning with a rocking hit down the third baseline, scoring Charlie Blackmon. Later, Nick Hundley scored on a wild pitch in the 7th to give the Rockies a win. Closer Rafael Betancourt threw a strong 9th and recorded a save as the Rockies held on to win. But the play of the series, no doubt, goes to Nolan Arenado with a catch that comes with a bid for a Gold Glove. The Rocks stay on the road this weekend for a 3-game set against the Los Angeles Dodgers before coming back to Coors Field for a series against the San Diego Padres starting Monday.
Thanks, Stephen. Coming up after the break, have you seen the updated UNC proposed logo? We'll let you know what Bears think about the possible new face of UNC.
Don't go anywhere.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. I'll teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
If you haven't seen the new logo proposal, you probably missed your chance to take the survey and vote, but students still have their own opinions. Bear News reporter Alyssa Marie asked students what they thought of the new logo proposal in this week's Question of the Week.
This week's Question of the Week is, do you like the new proposed logo?
I don't like it that much.
I prefer the original logo, the old one, myself.
I like the letters, but I don't like the actual bear.
No, I think it looks terrible.
Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yes, I think that the lettering is good and that the bear is a better symbol.
I don't. I think it looks like the bear has a cold.
I do. It's more fun to look at. Like, it's more exciting, it's more lively.
Absolutely. I don't like the new logo.
No, I like the old one better.
Yeah, honestly, the older one looked a lot better.
No.
No. No.
I think it looks good. It's bold and it's got some bright color into it.
I prefer the old logo, actually.
I'm not a big fan of the logo.
I feel like it's okay. I feel like they spent 2 years working on it to change very little on it.
I think it's horrendous.
Looks like the Bears aren't loving the new bear. Reporting from the UC, I'm Melissa Marie, Bear News.
Ral, what do you think of the new proposed logo?
I like the old one.
I think so too, but sometimes a change is good, you know?
I guess so. And that's all we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll be back next week.
Until then, stay up to date on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Bear News 98. Be sure to like us.
Have a great week.